Good morning. Live here from Boston, Massachusetts, where it is currently, I don't know, like 25 degrees or something. I don't know. It's supposed to be sunny today, whatever that means in New England. As long as there's sun, you have to wear 84 layers anyway. It's February in New England. You just know February is a shit show in New England. Done. Okay, so I have only a couple of things I want to talk about. I'm practicing and playing around with moving my blog format to a vlog, but still using the Ladybugs and Skyscrapers page for that. So we're going to see if it works. I don't know. I make really offhanded, not too thought out, spontaneous videos on Snapchat and Instagram story. And those are fun and whatever, and I can put a stupid filter on and a voice changer and talk about Trump, and I look like a rabbit with Valentine's ears or whatever. And it's fun, and I get it, but I don't know. I want people to know my heart. And yeah, half of my heart is pure sarcasm. Abso-fucking-lutely. Are you kidding me? This world is a flat-out joke. You guys, I was just talking to Kevin yesterday. Tell me how much sense this makes. Think about before colonization, right? People were born onto the land. You figured out how to live on that land. You had everything right there because you were born there. You owned the land. Your family owned the land. They passed it along. It was good. I think tribalism, if we had left it pre-colonial tribalism, could have been fantastic. Imagine all the languages and foods and cultures, and we'd probably have more trees and more coral reef. But, I hear climate change is a farce. We'll get into that in a second. But nonetheless, remember that. That's how it used to be, right? And now you're born at a hospital. Let's just talk about just America. Let's not make gross generalizations about the world. But just in America, you're born in a hospital. Where do you go? Because you're going to get kicked out, in a day or two. And then your owners have to take you somewhere, right? So I know you don't like the word owner, but look at it. We've turned our society into a business. We think education needs a business. Look at charter schools. We think education would do better if it was a business. We thought if we had a businessman in the Oval Office, that would do better. Look what we found out. We found out that business begets grifters. If you don't know what a grifter is, you're going to have to look it up. I don't have time to educate you on my vocabulary and this. So I just need you to look that up. Nonetheless, and now you go back to a place that your parents are renting from someone, but it's not really your home. And then what if you can't pay for that anymore? Then where do you go? Essentially, you're born homeless in America if you don't have any money. And it bothers me so much that our politics has taken on, and it always has been. Let's not be stupid. I took AP history. I only got a 3 on the AP test, though. I'm really upset about it still. I should have done better because that was my shit. A 3 out of a 5, for those of you who didn't take AP, means that you don't get any college credit for it. So you took it for a whole year with Mr. Hirsch. And he yelled at you for a whole year when you were a junior in high school, and it was your 5th high school, and you just moved to Oregon, and you were in a school in Redmond, and there were literally cowboys sitting next to you when you're wearing Ralph Lauren pumps. I was that girl junior year. Fast forward, whatever. Politics. So essentially, I get caught up and I get wrapped up in the passion that I have for justice. And yes, of course, my view of justice is based on the pedagogy of the oppressed. And what that book speaks about and what that philosophy speaks about is we've set up power systems to keep people where we want them to be. We've created a white race because white's not a real thing. Think about there was a white group in power, and then somehow Irish immigrants were still immigrants. I can't tell an Irish person from a regular person. I am not saying my anecdotal ignorance is somehow freedom, but I'm just saying white is a construct that we've created. And we're obsessed with keeping power. Everyone wants power, and everyone finds power in a different way. And if you think about it, Trump found power in money. Some of my students that I worked with in the inner city, they found power in guns. And they also found power in money because they never had any. So I think if you can look at any demographic, you're going to find what in that subculture is used as the power play tool. Yes, money is money is power, cash is king, whatever, that's fine. But in other cultures that don't have cash, they still have a power structure. So what's your explanation there? And now that the world is going to determine our US dollar is worth like a nickel, I don't understand what the point anyway of cash is king. Don't look at my credit score. So anyway, I say all that to say, I spoke for 5 minutes and I don't even know what I just told you. I say all that to say that in the future, when my conversations are political, I'm really going to try. You guys, I'm going to fly off the handle. This administration, I'm like, well, I'm not losing hair, but it just seemed poetic for me to like pull away the side and I had like a bald spot that I've named like Donald or something. But I don't. I have all my hair. I have too much hair. I need to get a haircut. But anyway, I'm figuratively losing hair over this administration. So yeah, I'm gonna blow up. I blew up when Betsy got the nomination. She is a worthless educator. I almost said human, but then I thought, Adrian, that goes against the point you're trying to make. So I said educator to save my ass. And to not be a hypocrite, which is part of what we do when discussing major issues like that, is you really have to look at yourself. And I swear to you that there is no political conversation that you can call me on where I've been hypocritical in my beliefs, because I believe that humans come first. And after the Betsy DeVos nomination, I am no longer a registered Democrat. I am a registered nothing-a-crat, because you people are bullshit, all of you are bullshit. I made a whole Instagram live video. I cried and all of that. It went down in history. Only 4 people saw it. It was fantastic. And we're moving along. Nonetheless, in the future when discussing these things, my entire political belief, and something that I've been solidifying since November 8th, when my heart fell out of my chest for my country and my children, is the only thing that I ever want to talk about with regard to politics and citizenship at large is humanity. And if your beliefs in any way, religious, political, business, personal, prejudices, whatever, if you stand on a philosophy anywhere in your life that certain people deserve more than other people, we don't have that in common. I'm not going to say, oh, I don't like Republicans, or oh, I don't like Democrats. I think all of you are full of shit. But because I think you're all hypocrites, and I think that Hillary got away with stuff, and I think that Trump's getting away with, every single thing he's ever done, because somehow asking a black woman if she knows someone at the Black Caucus didn't offend anybody that voted for him. I have yet to see a Trump supporter be like, oh, now I'm embarrassed. No, because you got to stick to your guns in politics, right? And the Democrats did the same with Obama. When he made mistakes, they stuck with him, and they didn't just say he's fucking wrong. Now, the difference being Obama's policies were not discriminatory. And so I'm not going to make this whole thing about politics. I'm just going to say I've put up my own censor for myself that says when I discuss politics, unless I'm talking about what's better for humanity, then I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to have little piddly discussions about tax code. I don't fucking care about tax code. You can give tax cuts to the rich, and you can screw over the middle class families. That's fine. You've been doing that forever. That's not new information. But what is important about this? It's important that families have paid parental leave and can afford quality childcare, and we're not going to have any quality childcare with Betsy at the helm. We have educators who have already been put in place that are working their asses off, and shout out to all of my educators. That means teachers, anyone who has access to other people's children on a daily basis. You guys keep kicking ass. Because those of us who were put in place in our roles before this administration came in, we have to keep doing what's right for these children, because history is going to look back and say that if we didn't fight for these babies, no one did. And we're handing them a country right now that's disgusting, and their parents are acting like absolute baboons on both sides of the aisle. So I really, really want, just if children aren't first and if humanity isn't first, I don't want to touch it. So there's that. Next is being a nanny. I have absolutely loved it. I have 2 little babies. They're both asleep right now, so I got lucky because it's only been about a month that I've been working with the 2 of them. 5.5-month-old and a 4-month-old now, where they are today, obviously a month younger back then. Got them both on the same schedule. We're working on their developmental processes right now, and we're doing a lot of interaction and independent play and self-guided soothing and different things like that, and I absolutely love it. I love watching them grow every day. I love that I miss them all weekend, and then I come on Monday and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a brand new baby, what the heck? So I absolutely love that, and children have always been my heart. I'm kind of sad, like here I am crying. This is good, guys. This is therapy. Maybe not for you, but at least it's good for me. I freaked out yesterday because I was talking to my best friend Megan about starting a child development center here in Massachusetts or somewhere, and what that's going to look like. And we've had this dream for a few years now. And typically, Megan and my conversations start out as sassy jokes. It's typically like, ha ha, blah, 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 oh my God, what if? And then most of the time our what if becomes like a real thing. So we have a fantastic time. And I can't think of another educator that I would want by my side. So we'll see what this looks like. But I freaked out. I freaked out because I want that. Like, I want to run my own child development center. And I don't say I need to be CEO. I would co-run it with Megan. I would work under Megan. I don't care. But I'm so disappointed because I had to really, really, really dig through this last year and find out where my philosophy of education stands and where my philosophy of professionalism stands. I worked for what some could say the greatest school district in America, here outside of Massachusetts, in a rich suburb. Let's not say rich, in a higher SES suburb, whatever, let's be real. And I worked with those families, not those families, I worked with those kids. And then I worked in Hyde Park at a charter school for kids who were bussed around from all of Boston. And I love the babies wherever I go. I love the kids. The kids are awesome, you guys, like wherever you go. But the educators are shit. And I'm so frustrated because I'm finding that, let me clarify. I don't mean the educators are shit. I mean, half of the adults in your building should be fired. How about that? Let's just say that. Let's not even say educators. Let's say we're talking about, I don't know, you bought a box of clementines and half of them are molded. I don't know why you keep going back and buying the same box of clementines. And I get frustrated because these charter schools and these public schools have infiltrated with, there is a half a core of phenomenal educators. I mean, come on, let's be real here. But then you have, and maybe it's just Massachusetts, I didn't work that high up with administration in Oregon like I did here, but it's like these administrators are disgusting. And you guys, I have a master's in administration. I don't have my licensure because once I saw how these administrators operated, I could not live up to that level of corruption. Nor do I want to. Nor will I ever be a part of a system that is corrupt and is responsible for children. Like, if you're corrupt and you work at Goldman Sachs, like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, on your resume characteristics, you're supposed to say, I'm corrupt and I like coming up with really intense mathematical formulas to scam other people out of their money so I can buy another yacht. I think that's what you're supposed to do. But as a teacher, that's not what you're supposed to do. And I don't understand how these administrators forgot what it was like to be a teacher. I don't understand. Nonetheless, Massachusetts, Boston in particular, has really jaded me on this concept of being in a classroom under another administrator. because I'm not going to work for a school that is soliciting donations, but the administrators go out to dinner on the school credit card. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I can swing by and pick up my own chicken nuggets if I'm going to work late. I don't need to put things on the school credit card. And I'm not a martyr. You know what I'm going to put on the school credit card? The fucking pencils. Because Betsy DeVos isn't giving us any more money for pencils. She doesn't even know where the pencils are in her own office. There's that. So Adrienne has to be her own boss, and she has to work with children. Those are the only 2 things I've learned about myself since finishing my master's degree, but that's pretty good. 2 things to learn in 1 year. So I freaked out yesterday because I'm 28 and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I get it. You're going to tell me, Oprah was fired at 23. I don't care. I don't want to be Oprah. But what I do care about is being happy every day and changing the world. And if I can do those 2 things, then whatever. And part of happy is we're getting a puppy. She's going to be born in like a week or 2, I believe. And then we'll get pictures of her, and then we'll get to pick one, and then from the litter. And then in April, Kevin and I are to Amish country in the Pennsylvania, and we're going to pick her up. It's going to be so great. So we're pretty excited about that. She is, we're not going to announce her name yet. You'll see her name when you see her face. It'll be so adorable. Anyway, she's going to be, I guess, whatever. I'm learning. I'm new to this dog thing, but I am so excited. She's going to be an F1 purebred mini golden doodle. One parent is going to be a mini poodle, and the other parent is a golden retriever. So nonetheless, she's coming home in April, which is going to be super, super, super exciting. So we're all settled in our new place, getting into the groove of, the new commute from the new apartment and what that looks like. Being happy, being healthy, loving children, and strengthening my friendships and family ships with people who really pour into me as much as I pour into them. So that's where we're at here. We'll see if the blog thing works for me better than the blog thing, and we'll see if these babies give me 20 minutes of unbridled time to talk to the internet. I mean, come on, kids. Salute. Anyway, thanks. You may have liked it. I may have not been funny. I may have been boring. I don't care. I don't do this for the likes, but I do really have a lot to say, and I guess I'll just talk. And if I just talk to the internet, that's fine, because it seems like that's what everyone else is doing anyway. Ta-da!